Hello and Assalamualaikum. We are from Team 7 and our research title is Effects of a Standard Assignment on UTP Chemical Engineering Students' Mental Health. Meet our team members Azmisa, Ainun, Awada, Husnia and Arfa.
Hi, my name is Azmisa and I'll be presenting the background of our study and the research methodology used in this research. Earlier this year, the COVID-19 pandemic has heavily affected Malaysia, especially in education sector. Classes and tests are being held online due to the movement control order period. As for UTP, the final examination are replaced with extended assignment, which is a 24 hours examination with several open-ended questions. The following are our research objectives. Next, I'll be showing you our methodology used in this research. First, the research design. We use quantitative method via online survey using Google Form to collect the data from our respondents. Next, our targeted respondents are UTP Chemical Engineering students. Then, we use internet research to find past papers that are related to our research. For data analysis, we use percentage and mean to determine the majority of the response. Lastly, our online survey was threaded through WhatsApp chat group as it's easier to reach our targeted respondent.
Hi, I am Husnia and I will present literature review. First point is sleep quantity and quality. Sleep is very critical in facilities learning as it promotes stable mental health and essential for daily functioning, especially for students. From the result of Ashraful et al. 2018 research found that students with sleeping problem is likely to undergo depression. Researchers measured the quality of sleep by using questionnaire to know whether respondents are having anxiety, stress, suicidal, and worry thought regularly. In conclusion, lack of sleep or having low quality of sleep give negative impact toward adolescent physical and mental health. Moving on to second point, which is student height standards. Based on Madeline and Elena 2012, the higher the student standards are, the greater their self-criticism. Thus, the student end up putting excessive pressure on themselves, especially during examination. Hence, the student environment is very important in constructing optimistic growth mindset. Last point is screen time and internet issue. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, students are adapting to the online and distant learning where classes and tests are conducted online. A research has been done and displayed how low physical activity and high screen time increase psychological problems. This method of learning relies heavily on the internet and create anxiousness among students, especially students who encounter poor connection.
Let's move on to the findings obtained from the survey questions. There are two questions allocated to test the first hypothesis, which stated that EA gives students low sleep quantity and quality. In the first question, we found out that more than half of the involved students chose 0 to 3 hours as their daily average time of sleep during the previous EA period. Next, 91.7% of the participants responded that they had poor quality of sleep during the previous EA. The three most stressful things during the previous EA chosen by the involved CE students are the lack of sleep, time management issues, and the pressure that they put on themselves, which can be also associated with the self-critic issues. To measure the stress experienced by the students during the previous EA, we adapted 5 questions from the existing Perceived Stress Scale 14, or which is widely known as PSS 14. These 5 questions consist of 2 positive questions and 3 negative questions. The positive questions are question 2 and question 3, meanwhile the negative questions are question 1, 4 and 5. For both types of questions, the score for each answer are shown in the table, where for positive question, the highest mark, which is 4, goes to the answer never and descending to 0 at the answer often. The scale works the opposite way for the negative question. The perceived stress scale score is obtained by assuming up the points awarded to the 5 items and it ranges from 0 to 20, where 0 to 7 indicates low stress, 8 to 13 indicates moderate stress, and 14 to 20 indicate high perceived stress. Our last finding is based on hypothesis 3, which stated that EA is more stressful than normal examination. In order to prove either this hypothesis is correct or not, we asked 2 questions to our respondent. The first question is whether EA is more stressful than normal examination. Based on the data collected,
87.5% of the respondents answered yes, meanwhile only 12.5% of them answered no. The second question is to find out the type of exam students struggle more with. The pie chart here exhibits that most of the respondents, representing 78.3% of them, find EA is the type of exam they struggle more with, compared to normal examination, which represented by 21.7% of the respondents. Based on the explanation before, the first hypothesis, which is EA gives students low sleep quantity and quality, is accepted. The data has successfully supported the hypothesis, as majority of the respondents voted that they have poor sleep quality and had only an average of 0 to 3 hours of sleep during EA. Hypothesis 2, which stated that EA gives students stress, is also accepted. From the data collected, the mean score for all respondents is near to 14, which is according to PSS analysis indicates that the mean is in the range of high perceived stress. Hence, the finding has successfully supported this hypothesis. Lastly, hypothesis 3 is also accepted. The statement that EA is more stressful than normal examination is supported by the data collected that show that students find EA is the type of exam they struggle more with and more stressful compared to normal examination.
Hi, I am Arfa. To summarize, the researchers contributes various positive outcomes as the students' point of view and recommendations were collected, and it will be provided to the UTP management to improve the EA in the future and to reduce mental health cases among the students. Then it will also alert the government and other higher authorities regarding the Malaysians' mental health, particularly the university student. Finally, to instill value to the SDG 3 in ensuring good health and well-being of the Malaysian. The enhancement of EA could be done by following some of the recommendations. Firstly, the examination unit should check the schedule truly and assign the EA to be less than 12 hours. Both will avoid disturbance of time of the students. Next, the lecturer also should take part in providing the answer scheme after the marking process. And most importantly, monitor the students' progress at certain interval of time. Meanwhile, for the question, it should be met with more guidance with the support of the management in ensuring the question of the EA to be more likely open-ended final examination instead of assignment.